With great love and respect in my heart, I welcome you to this beautiful Sunday morning from Upasana. It's a beautiful day here. The sun is shining, no fog. Fall colors are everywhere. Before we begin, let's take a moment to arrive and settle down. So wherever you are, just settle down. Pull your spine straight. Open your shoulders. Lighten your mind and close your eyes. Watch all the restlessness settling down like sand settles in a glass of water. Connect with the breath, which is flowing in and out effortlessly. All the anxiety, the restlessness, everything just settling down, settling down. Relax your facial muscles a bit more. For a moment, just pause your breath wherever it is. When the breath is paused, bring your attention to your heart. And slowly release the breath. After taking a breath or two, again, pause the breath. When breath is paused, bring your attention to any anxiety, any stress. Can you relax into that? And release it again. Again, pausing with your imagination. Lighten your heart. A beautiful lotus unfolding in your heart. Just hold that image of a beautiful lotus. And release the breath. Remembering the lightness in your heart, we keep breathing. And then pausing again, thinking about your eyes being still now. As you still your eyes, mind automatically stills itself. Release the breath before you begin to stress out. And pausing the breath again, stilling the eyes, mind resting in the center of the forehead. Stillness of the body, stillness of the breath, stillness of the eyes, stillness of the mind. And slowly release the breath. Gently open your eyes. Thank you for being here. Thank you for taking this time to be quiet, to be still. There is so much happening in the world right now. When there is a change of the season, it churns up all kinds of energy. You see, there is lots of conflict happening, and the energy is just churned up. It will settle down. With a change in the season, we have very special times carved out called Navaratri, spring Navaratri, and fall Navaratri. Walking up the hill this morning is a beautiful maple tree, and I saw a leaf just leaving the tree and just dancing in the wind very gracefully, fell on the ground. And I walked up to the leaf and just looked at it for a few moments. It was laying there absolutely still on the ground. There was a time when that leaf, there was just a little bud on a branch, came into a small little leaf, grew larger, performed its function, and changing colors with the season, now just dropped on the ground. It wasn't complaining, it wasn't crying, it wasn't throwing any tantrum. It was just still in its beauty, laying on the ground. As we live our life, many habits come in, or likes and dislikes, some ideas come in, they perform their job, and there is a time for them to go. This is the change is bound to happen. And This is why it is called change of the season. So most of you, as I was looking at who is here, you are aware of what Navaratri is all about. Navaratri is the time to celebrate the presence of Shakti in our lives. No matter what we do in life, it all requires Shakti. Remembering that Shakti that we have is sacred. How we engage, where do we direct our Shakti, that is within our control. Rest it is not. But how, where, when we direct our Shakti, that is within our control. So Navaratri that starts on October 15th, this year it's a little shorter actually. Astrologically, it's only 7 days of austerity and then a couple of days of celebration. Navaratri is the time for Shakti Puja. Puja means worship, adoration. So the Shakti that we have within, just holding the thought that it's a sacred thing in my life. In olden days, even today, Navaratri is used as also to enrich yourself with Shakti. How do you enrich yourself with Shakti? Your body is constantly bubbling with new energy. Just like if you want to save money, first you try to plug all the holes through which it's flowing out. So look at your own life, how your energy is flowing out. Usually our energy flows out through our sensory organs. Eyes, ears, nose, tongue, skin. These are the sense organs. So in order to bring that sacredness in our life, or being aware of the sacredness of our life, first we really have to be very mindful of how we are using our sense organs. So if you have ever thought about taking a little time out for this Navaratri, I'm not going to prescribe something huge. Just first remember that carve out a little time in your own mind, that starting from 15th of October till 20th, 22nd, I'm just going to be a little bit mindful of how I engage in the world. Minimizing the intake of the world through your senses. See little, hear less, taste less, touch less. Don't run after satisfying the hunger of the senses. So this is the real prescription in a very simple way. No matter where you are, I'm not asking you that you stop your work and don't do anything, but stay in the remembrance that this is a little sacred time for me. Anything becomes sacred if you make it sacred. It's us who make something sacred or less sacred, how we use it. It reminds me of a story Baba used to tell us all the time. There was a man, he'd go to bathe in the pond that was outside of his village. And usually in the village ponds, there are some big boulders or some pieces of rock or something. And he would clean his dead skin from his heels by rubbing on this rock. He will do this every day. Other people from the village will come and they really use this boulder to take the dead skin from their heels, just rub on it and wash the water from the pond and rub a little more. And a guest came to visit someone in the village. And he recognized that that rock was a precious stone. He couldn't believe that people were just, it has been laying there for so many years and people were just rubbing their heel on it. He recognized it. And then he thought, well, everybody else is rubbing their heel on it. And before I take it home, maybe I should rub my heel on it too. And the moment he touched that rock with his feet, the rock turned into something else, just like another rock. And the sound came, oh, fool, knowing that this is precious stone, you did not respect it. You don't deserve it. It's a story. Meaning, knowing that I have this energy that is sacred, if I still engage in meaningless activities that make me feel less of myself, activities that hurt somebody, we deprive ourselves from getting the blessing of Shakti. May my Shakti, may my energy, may my capability be directed towards bringing some good in the world, bringing some happiness in someone else's lives. So that's the one thing that we have to tell ourselves. May my Shakti, may my energy be engaged towards bringing good in my own life, in the life of those who are around me, in the life of my community, in the life of the world. And if I find myself, because of some old habits, going on the old track, may I be able to stop, take a step back, take a deep breath, stay in the remembrance. So Navaratri is really a time to practice. We all practice, we all do. We know what we have to do, but then we get distracted. Navaratri is not the time to get distracted. It's a time we carve out, make a promise to ourselves, and we live it that way. So in this satsang, those of you who are not familiar with Navaratri, just keep it simple. Just stay in the remembrance of that this is a time that people all over the world are engaging in the celebration of the sacredness of Shakti. And I am very mindful of how I use my Shakti. Even if you don't do anything, that is enough. Sometimes if you are flowing in a direction that you usually do, that you know you shouldn't be doing, stop. Give yourself permission to stop. Your mind could be telling you it's more fun and I really like it and I want to and I deserve it. Even you deserve it, you can stop. Take a step back. And that is an act of honoring yourself, honoring the Shakti. Now, what are you going to do with all that reserve that you are going to conserve? That's where little meditation comes in handy. Because when energy is stored within, the very nature of energy is to move. It will flow. Mind will prompt you to engage in activities so it's dissipated very quickly. Energy flows downwards. But if directed, it can begin to ascend. In the yogic world, you must have heard the term Kundalini rising. That's what it really means. The energy rising. How does the energy rise? Little practice that I share with you very often, that bringing your attention to the navel, imagining the breath rising from there to the heart, expanding, and as you breathe out, attention coming back to the navel. So just this awareness of the breath. Bringing your attention, because at the navel, that's where the seat of the Kundalini, that's where the Shakti accumulates. So just bringing the attention there and through your imagination, welcoming that breath to rise to the heart and open. This is a beautiful and powerful practice. You may think, oh, I have done that. Yes, you have done it. When Babaji tells you to do it, do you do it on your own? Do you do it when you are laying in the bed and mind is running around and you're tossing and turning? Do you take time to just be still, bring your attention to the navel, and watch the breath coming and opening the heart? So taking a little time by yourself. You don't need to go to a class. You don't need to be taught all the time. You need to practice. Navaratri is the time to practice by yourself, on your own, and find something. I see people, they say, Babaji, I have been doing yoga for 20 years, okay? You do it on your own or you have to go to a yoga class? Oh, I have to go to a yoga class. I don't say that's a yogi. The day you begin to do it on your own, then you have brought yoga in life. How often do we need props? Do we need props for our whole life? When are we going to live it? By ourselves. It becomes a part of my life. Then I am a yogi. So Navaratri is the perfect, it's an invitation for each one of us to be a yogi, no matter where you are. Without somebody prescribing what you want to do, can you prescribe it to yourself that this I will do and that you do? This is called Sankalp. In Navaratri practice, Sankalp has a great importance. And that means you make a promise to yourself and keep it. Whatever it is, keeping the promise I make to myself. If I don't keep the promise I make to myself, I lose respect, self-respect in my own eyes. And when I lose my self-respect in my own eyes, my energy I'm depleted of my energy. If I keep the promise that I make to myself, I feel inspired, elated, and I have confidence in myself. And having confidence in yourself is that you are endowed with Shakti. If you don't have confidence, then whatever you have, everything just kind of flows out. So please remember, I'm just reminding and encouraging you again that this Navaratri time that is coming. It's a sacred time, not because I'm saying it, it's astrologically also very favorable time. We are all interconnected, planets, stars, they're in a different positions, and wherever they are, there is a different kind of energy, and we ride the wave when we engage ourselves in this kind of work. I will be doing a special satsang for those who have received a mantra and practice with that. An email will be going out to those of you who are practicing with a mantra, and there I will tell you something a little more to do. So look out for that email and see if you can find time. We'll fine-tune a little bit more how to take advantage of this special time. For those of you who are not practicing by a mantra given by the ashram, by me, this is what I would recommend you, that please just be aware of the sacredness of that. Carve out a little time every day in those days to be still and to be in the remembrance of the sacredness of your energy. Minimize your engagement in the world so you have a little more time to be still and maybe even just think that you are sacred, so is everything else around you. You are connected with everything. You're not separate. With these words, I will take a leave from you and thank you for your presence. I can feel your stillness. That's why I just keep going, being still. And I see each one of you as I go through the pages. I send my love and blessings to you, and may you have a meaningful time ahead.